What is going on, wrestling fans? It is WWE at Home 219 here with my Raw review from April 8th, 2013, following up WrestleMania 29, which was a lackluster WrestleMania to say the least. So to start off Monday Night Raw, the champ is here. John Cena would come out, got a mixed reaction from the New Jersey crowd. There was some boring chants going on. Cena did a little heel turn joke with his heel. He actually turned it. That was pretty funny, very creative of John Cena to do. And John says he's a fighting champion. And then he says there will be a fight tonight. Mark Henry would come out, and Mark Henry would want a piece of that WWE Championship. So Cena was all game for that, but then Booker T and Vicky would come out and call that off. And then they would basically say, Mark Henry, you can face John Cena tonight, but if you beat him tonight, you will earn your chance for the WWE Championship matchup sometime in the future. So that opening segment, the crowd was electric. John Cena was actually kind of funny, and Mark Henry looked intimidating. I'll give that opening segment an A minus. Good way to start off Monday Night Raw. So then the first actual wrestling matchup we would see would be the one half of the tag team champions, Daniel Bryan taking on Big E Langston. The first time we'd see Big E Langston compete on Raw. Big E took control early, but Daniel Bryan got a few kicks in, but that was about it, as Big E would hit Daniel Bryan with his big finish, and Big E would pick up the victory over Daniel Bryan. You would think maybe they're continuing this tag team feud, maybe not, who knows, but I'll give that matchup a C. There wasn't really much to it. Just an average Raw matchup, basically. So then we would see the Intercontinental Championship on the line as the new Intercontinental Champion, The Miz, would try to defend his title against the former Intercontinental Champion, Wade Barrett. The crowd was really behind Wade Barrett. The crowd, like I said, very energetic tonight, and it seemed to be very heel-friendly, and if you don't know what a heel is, it's a bad guy. That's what that means. Barrett was in control leading into the first commercial. In my opinion, their matchup here on Monday Night Raw was better than their matchup at WrestleMania, because in the WrestleMania pre-show it was like 4 minutes or less. Barrett had a botch in there, but it really didn't take away from this matchup because it was very back and forth and actually pretty entertaining. Barrett would escape a figure four and turn it into a bullhammer, and Wade Barrett would win back his Intercontinental Championship. Very surprising victory, and it's kind of starting off this new season, I guess you want to call it, of WWE since WrestleMania is over. Very unpredictable, because you would think it would be a very predictable match that The Miz would win and retain his title, but Wade Barrett gets back his Intercontinental strap, and you would think this would lead for another maybe rubber matchup, I guess you could say, at Extreme Rules for the Intercontinental Championship. For this matchup itself, I will give a B plus as we see Wade Barrett win back his title. Then we would see a 2-on-1 handicap match, Jack Swagger and Zeb Colter versus Alberto Del Rio. It was an average matchup at the beginning. Swagger took control heading into the break. There was some "We Want Ziggler" chants going on because it seemed like the perfect opportunity for Ziggler to cash in. The cross armbreaker would win it for Alberto Del Rio as he beats Jack Swagger, but you could see Del Rio's ankle was banged up after the matchup. Medics would come out there into the ring to see if he was all right, and then we would hear Dolph Ziggler's theme song kick in, and Dolph Ziggler would cash in Money in the Bank. It would take him about 2 minutes to finally actually defeat Alberto Del Rio as he'd hit Alberto Del Rio with the zigzag. Awesome way to start off Raw. I mean, Raw was just electric. The crowd was electric, and everything was going perfect. There was two new champions crowned tonight, and Dolph Ziggler is now your new World Heavyweight Champion. And I couldn't be even more ecstatic because Dolph Ziggler is probably my second favorite superstar in the WWE. So, in that whole segment, I'm just going to give an A plus just because it's about time Dolph Ziggler is World Heavyweight Champion. So then the Undertaker would come out, basically talk for about 20 seconds, and then we'd see the Shield's music kick in, which is, I pretty much called that on Twitter. If you don't follow me at Let's Talk _WWE, but I pretty much predicted this before this happened. But then we would see Kane and Daniel Bryan come to the rescue as the Shield would retreat. Really cool to see the Brothers of Destruction together again in the ring with Daniel Bryan. Maybe this is setting up for a future matchup. I don't know what the Undertaker has left in him. This might have just been to tease us a little bit, but who knows what's going on there. I'll give that segment a B just because it's kind of cool to see Kane and the Undertaker together. Then next up, once I get to these last four matches, I didn't watch these last four matches live, because I was watching the men's basketball, college basketball national championship game, because a buddy of mine, Spike Albrecht, who I played high school basketball with, actually was in that game, and he put up 17 points. So that was pretty cool to see. But like I said, these I watched recorded, so I really didn't watch the entirety of some of these matches, so the review of them might not be perfect. So this next matchup would be R-Truth, Zack Ryder, and Santino finally getting some TV time versus the three-man band. It was pretty much slow paced, and the Cobra would win it as Santino would hit that on Heath Slater. Not much of a matchup there. I'll give it a D plus, but it's cool to see Ryder and Truth, and I guess it's kind of cool to see Santino on there because he's very comical. But that's about it. Like I said, D plus. So then we would see Sheamus come out, and then Randy would come out right after that. Both won a piece of the Big Show. It looks like Orton won the voting. They put up a voting poll to see who they wanted to see face Big Show. But once again, they would change this to make it just the Sheamus versus Randy matchup, and the winner would get to face Big Show. It was pretty much back and forth. The crowd was chanting everything. There was literally all kinds of chants going on. You would think you're at a soccer game. It was hilarious. They kept chanting announcers' names. They were saying JBL, Michael Cole, Jerry Lawler. Then they started doing the wave. I mean, it was honestly the best crowd I've ever seen in the history of watching Monday Night Raw. A solid matchup nonetheless. Big Show would come out though towards the end and attack both Sheamus and Randy. So there wasn't really a true winner. The crowd was great though, like I said, and I'll give this Sheamus and Randy matchup a C plus. So the next matchup would be Fandango versus Kofi Kingston, and it wasn't really much of a matchup as Chris Jericho would come out to interfere and basically get some punches in on Fandango. It looks like their feud's going to continue to do Extreme Rules as he would put the walls of Jericho on Fandango, and I'll give that a D plus. Then we'd see the Funkadactyls and Tons of Funk versus the Road Scholars and the Bellas, the matchup that was taken away from a WrestleMania 29 card. I really don't care that that was taken away from WrestleMania, but it was short. It was about like 4 or 5 minutes. There wasn't really much to it. This feud, this whatever they're doing here, is not that exciting. I think Damien Sandow and Cody Rhodes deserve better. I'll give it a D, as we would see the Funkadactyls and Tons of Funk win. So we finally get to our main event, John Cena taking on Mark Henry. Henry was in control early, but then it would slide to outside of the ring, and it would look as Cena was going to lose via countout, but he would actually win via countout as he put Mark Henry into the steel steps on the side of the ring. That was about a 5-minute matchup, and it was basically Mark Henry dominating. That match I'll give a C minus. But after the matchup, we'd see Mark Henry attack Cena, hit him with the world's strongest slam. Then Ryback would come out and come after Mark Henry and basically clothesline Mark Henry and get him out of the ring. Then you would see kind of Ryback stare down John Cena. He would help up John Cena. Then Cena would start to mock Ryback's Feed Me More. Ryback would give him a clothesline and then a shell shock to end Monday Night Raw. Pretty cool ending. As you can tell, a lot of people want that WWE Championship, guys like Mark Henry. The Rock probably does, even though he's injured. And now Ryback. And the Ryback would end Monday Night Raw holding up the WWE Championship, chanting Feed Me More. And Raw overall was awesome. It was probably the best Raw. Definitely the best Raw we've seen 2013. Arguably one of the best in the past couple of years. I'm going to give Raw a B. It was just solid all around. They really didn't mess up at any points. And you have two new champions, Wade Barrett and Dolph Ziggler. So give me a like and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more reviews and predictions and all that. I even put some rumors out here on occasion. And take it easy, guys.